After millions of dollars in attack ads, the Republican runoff for Senate will be decided tonight. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is hoping to upset Senator John Cornyn after a late endorsement from President Trump. The runoff to fill Paxton's seat is another expensive race between state Senators Mays Middleton and Congressman Chip Roy. On the Democrat side, Colin Allred and Congresswoman Julie Johnson facing off for the newly drawn 33rd Congressional District in Dallas County. Our political panelists, Stephen Dial, Casey Stiegel, and Sean Rabb will be tracking those results for us tonight, and they join us now. Hey, guys.
Hey, Heather.
How's it going, Heather? Yeah, Heather, we are talking about what everyone's been talking about, and it's been national news, this Texas Senate race. Ken Paxton's now ex-wife, Angela Paxton, posted about an hour ago telling people to vote for MAGA Mays and Jim Wright for Railroad Commissioner. Did not mention Attorney General. Did not mention Senate.
The Senate race at all, kind of just staying out of it at this point. But, of course, her filing for divorce became part of this race, as you recall, a few months back. I don't know if it's an upset or not if Ken Paxton might be considered an upset if John Cornyn, keeps his seat, because he has trailed literally most of this race, at least in the polls. We'll see what happens.
You know, a lot of analysts are saying that this is going to be a test to see how far the Texas GOP has shifted in Trump's second term, right? So voters are essentially deciding whether they want someone with decades of experience in Washington, D.C. Ken Paxton, of course, has political experience, but more at the state level, but kind of more branded as a Trump-aligned outsider who has built his brand on fighting the political establishment. So we'll see which one the voters go with tonight.
The Republican Party definitely shifting. I mean, really, John Cornyn is that last old guard George Bush type.
Well, he calls himself a Reagan Republican. Texas Republicans have shifted from there.
Another race that has had a lot of money and a lot of name recognition because of money, the Attorney General race on the Republican side.
Yeah, and we're talking about MAGA Mays Middleton, as he has called himself in commercials, who became the heir to his father's oil and gas business, the Middleton Gas Company. He used $10 million of his own money to get elected, and in this race, right, which he finished first in the primary. And so he's running against Chip Roy. Chip Roy has been in Congress 3 times now, I believe. No endorsement from President Trump in this race, but twice in public settings, the president did talk about Chip Roy and the work he's doing. So again, Chip Roy says, I'm an independent conservative, and Mays Middleton says, I'm a MAGA man. So we'll see, again, as we talk about where the state is going.
And Casey, there's some down ballot races that getting a little less attention, but we have a local guy in that Railroad Commission race.
That's right. And Railroad Commission is a very big role in the state of Texas. I mean, that particular commission talks about regulating Texas oil and gas drilling, the pipelines, all of the energy operations in the state. So you've got businessman Jim Wright, a South Texas rancher and an oil field executive, and he's facing off against Beau French, former Tarrant County GOP chair. So there is a North Texas angle here. But again, Railroad Commission is a very big job, making it arguably one of the most powerful energy agencies in the country. Oddly, they don't do anything with railroads.
Absolutely nothing with railroad. And of course, Beau French has made some controversial comments in the past that the GOP has kind of tried to distance themselves from.
Heather, another race we're going to be looking at is that Texas 33 race. Julie Johnson called it all red. It's a fresh new seat, and we'll see who wins tonight. So we're going to be following the returns. We hope you stick around with us. Send it back to you.